Y'all feel it? Oh.
Welcome back to Words and Wine with Toby and Kani. Today we have a very interesting guest. This is Lily Manuel Mapetlani. She is a sexologist, I think the first in the country.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are going to be talking all things sex, bedroom and all that. So, because we always introduce our wine and because the topic is, it's sizzling, ain't it?
Yes.
Yes, so we got us some bubbly to go with.
I am so excited about this show.
So we have Pierre done demi-sec rosé. This is not champagne, guys. Champagne is only when it comes from the champagne breeding in France. So this is from South Africa, Frenchok. It's an MCC, but it is just as good. Lily, welcome to Words and Wine.
Oh, thank you for having me, ladies.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I am too. Guys, okay, so today what we are talking about is one of my favorite topics. It is. If you didn't know, now you know.
I like sex.
Everybody loves sex.
I know,
As
right?
we should.
Yeah.
And I just love relation and how we relate with each other as friends, as husbands, wives, partners, concubines, and everything in between, you know? Anyway, today we have an interesting book by Dr. Talane Mufuke. It's a guide to sexual health and pleasure. I read this book and I would absolutely recommend anybody with a daughter, a sister, any female to actually get this book, have this book. So, because this is a very exciting topic, we can go crazy.
She's putting me under pressure, right?
Pop it. There we go.
I shook it.
It's
As
okay.
Toby was saying,
Yeah, as I was saying. So today on this book, it's such a broad topic, but we've decided to actually put necessary and juicy questions, okay, for you guys. So I want your question to start because she starts with your question in the book.
okay.
Yeah.
I think we should pause because my question, we are not going to start off easy, we are getting right into it.
The question needs
Like I'm feeling the punches.
Yeah, no, have a drink.
oh my gosh, to
Cheers
answer
to your
that question.
viewers. Oh my god.
Yeah,
We're gonna need
Let
that.
me calm my nerves, man.
Okay, so Lily, Dr. T, the very first chapter, she talks about how people are uncomfortable referring to genitalia by their anatomical names.
Yes.
So you'll have people calling it all these things.
Yeah.
So our very first question is, so what do you call it?
Mine.
Yes, what do you call your
Oh
very
my
own?
gosh. It depends on the mood.
Okay.
So it's not too frigid. I could call it baby. I could call it sweet chickums. Yeah, it depends on the mood.
I know
and
you
how
call
I'm
yours
feeling.
coochie.
She calls it coochie.
I do.
It's nice.
I call it coochie, like if the mood is right, but if you are talking academically or I'm speaking or writing, then I really just go vagina.
Yes.
I don't think I have a name for mine. I've never referred to it and said,
you
I just
try?
like, baby, honey, you still alright? Cupcake, we good?
Yeah.
You know?
If I'm feeling ratchet on the day, I'll call it something hot, which I won't tell the viewers, because they might think, this man, I thought she's a professional.
We should have led with the disclaimer that the following episode is not suitable for viewers
Yes.
under 18.
Absolutely.
I should put that actually on the upload.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, let's read it. My first question would be, I know that when you're in court, a lot of children will be asked what happened, if they're being sexually assaulted or whatever. They'll be asked, so what happened? And they actually to refer to the genitalia as vagina, but in our mother tongue.
Yes.
So, how do we, and the conversation, I suppose, like Dr. T said, we have to start it early
Yes.
with our kids, as
As
early
early
as
as
8.
two.
Oh
2
my
years
god.
old. you start with your bees and your birds.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
ABCs also.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So how do you start that topic? I have a female daughter, and clearly I need to have this topic with the one.
Absolutely.
So what's the approach?
Call it as it is. If it's a vagina, it's a vagina. If it's a penis, it's a penis. And don't be awkward about it. Because with mine, I'll tell them, go and wash your crack, go and wash your balls. And they know it's nothing weird in the house. Oh, mommy, I'm going to wash my crack. And they crack about it.
So I can just imagine my mother hearing me tell Kanye to, I'll go wash your balls.
But at some point, they know what it is.
Yeah.
They do.
Kids are very intelligent, fortunately or unfortunately. So we need to lay it out.
So is it something that you set them down and said, this is what, oh, it just came in naturally?
For me, the
Conversation.
sexology part has always been in me. Because sex was just sex. I would easily talk to you, to someone else, except my mother about it. So even with them, you call like ke pai, ke peanuts, Oscar What is intani?
So guys, I'm gonna tell you this. The person at Wangana, she told me to stop telling people this, but she'll be fine. I have a colleague, I think she's like 40 something, if not the like 40, and she calls it this thing.
She call it this thing.
Yeah.
Like exactly that.
Like exactly this thing.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm like,
gosh.
so how do you tell your husband when you wanna get done? Like, oh, okay, like this thing.
What is this thing?
True. But yeah, I think this is some of the things that we grow up learning that you can't speak about them, and it's very hard to unlearn.
Yeah, and we need to normalize talking about our body parts, talking about sex, the weather, like what am I having for drinks. It needs to be like, guys, I'm gonna get laid. Because it's part of the process.
Yeah.
It's part of our lives. I mean,
I agree. I will tell people I'm not gay.
right? And you're weird. Don't they think
They
you're
do
weird?
think I'm weird. In fact, I think that the term that they are thinking of, okay, this one is booze, but they won't say that to my face, honestly.
But they're all loose.
Yeah.
A lot of people do think you're actually like an info. Not surprising because of your social media.
Yes, I get it.
I think
and
she's-
I'm having less sex than people think I am. Eh?
For real, guys, I mean,
And then there's us trying to prepare this thing.
guys, this
There's us trying to prepare our vaginas in terms of cleaning. We're eating pineapples. We're out here having turmeric and milk.
right?
I read that the other time on Facebook though. And then we also steam.
Yes.
Dr. T says our vaginas are self-cleaning machines.
Yes.
So let's talk about the steaming of the urine.
I think hygiene is very important.
Yeah.
To your coaching, you need to know your pH, you need to know your flavor. What's about whenever there are any inconsistencies in your vagina, should anything be off. But also Kenya, all these other things inside, those are giving the particular stuff on now. What is the composition? It's very dangerous. So
this whole urine steaming thing.
I mean, the thing is an oiled machine. Like you, honey, it's lubricating and clearing whatever is irritating the eye.
Yeah.
This is why the vagina is having extra fluids on particular days, towards our menses or after our periods. It cleanses.
So that's a
Sometimes
cleaning
we have-
process?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
We'll get to the next.
We must.
Yes.
So speaking of people who are steaming and all this uni, whatever, there's this assumption that it will make it tighter, because there's also an assumption that the more people you sleep with, the looser it gets. What's your view on that?
So the more times you have sex, the more you'll enjoy it. The more your body, your muscles will get used to the activity. The more you lubricate, because muscle waha also drives the action. So it's an advantage to have sex. Yeah, yes, please. Watery. Ladies, please embrace being watery. Because generally we are lubricating. Have vagina excited, ready, mentally in sync. The first reaction you can know
Right.
and that's what you want.
Right.
How about when you have penetrative sex, it will dry and it becomes painful. So it's actually nice when it glides in and it provides that smooth in and out, and then it goes on your G-spot and on your clitoris without irritating it.
I did actually ask one of my guy friends about that. I was like, can you tell when a girl's been with multiple partners, say 30, and when a girl's been with like 7? And he's like, yeah, actually you can tell. How? I don't know.
We can't trust them.
I've actually had an older colleague. You know how old people just talk? So if an older man and you're talking about if someone has had sex like the same day, and then can you tell that she's with somebody else? Yes. And his words, and I quote, guys, these are not my words, but like,
thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Even to the lady, there's blood flow. And you feel more because and everything is alive. Your nerves, your sensation,
the
blood
blood just rushed over.
This is why someone will enjoy round 2 of it one.
Oh,
yes. I know, right?
So to quote Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, it really should be a web.
Oh, does work. And then I want us to address something here. I am going to start selling lingerie.
Yes.
So I love lingerie.
Okay.
And there's a difference between hindi with lingerie. Hey, guys, they're different.
Even the way they make you feel how it didn't.
Yeah, you know what I mean? When you're in your nice set, you're feeling confident.
Absolutely.
Life feels better.
Yeah.
You speak differently.
Yes.
Here's the thing though, in the bedroom, I've talked with a number of my peoples.
Okay.
And you'd find that so main chicks would be those the guys in missionary, boring. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? But the side chicks lingerie, it's red and vibes.
Kinky.
And I feel like there's the confidence issue that goes with that. Side chicks are confident. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But how do we then improve the confidence of females in the bedroom, such that when I'm wearing my lingerie, I take off my clothes. I don't necessarily am waiting for him to approve.
Yeah.
But I'm already like,
you're feeling
I know.
You're in your
dominance.
Zone, baby.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. How do we
So here's the challenge.
Yeah.
Let's say someone is young, they get married young, and then you sort of lose yourself in all the roles, the responsibilities. So this is where, excuse me, challenge is when you lose story to Mema, when Lily becomes Mema now and somehow ignores the Lily bit. Atla dinner lingerie, pose. It doesn't matter whether you have your roles, confidence is an issue.
Yeah.
So we need to get self-care, guys. Love yourself the way you are. And be good to yourself, be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
And then Libana, have a schedule, this is mommy time. I'm gonna go out and do Lily and have fun.
Right.
But at the end of the day.
I keep saying.
Yes.
And I think the thing with side chicks and main chicks, I think to be a main chick, we've been led to think you should be a good woman. And then we have this perception of what a good woman would do and wouldn't do. So a good woman doesn't wear lingerie, she doesn't bring sex toys. And these are all just perceptions that we've been taught. Yes.
And we don't question all these narratives. Does it apply to me?
Yeah.
Like it now because my mom used to and my mom's mom. And then we don't talk about it. Even generation now we don't share. I'm not free to come to you. How colorful stuff. What happened?
Not that I'm Mrs. Mama.
Exactly. And then,
Heavily.
instead of addressing the issue,
Yeah.
it's like a judgment. But if we open and create platforms, let's talk, guys. What's going on?
Yeah.
Do you need help? What sort? And then you get help.
So speaking of things that happen in people's bedrooms, so sexology has a bit of psychology in it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of it.
So there's people who have sex and then there's dating going on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, touch me daddy. Yes. I am uncomfortable with it.
Okay.
I think I overthink it, like, okay, this is daddy, so now you're dead. So there's vibes of incest. Like, I really am
Oh
uncomfortable
wow!
with it.
You took it the whole.
I took
My
it there.
daddy, like my daddy, your biological father.
Yes, I took it there. So what's your take on whole dating?
So the issue is communication and how you relate with your person.
Okay.
If I can call you daddy in a way, starring daddy, and you know it's about to get on, then it's okay. Yes, hey, and your tone and your body language will dictate the mood.
Okay.
And then when I learn Dada now, you know the chile. There's no groove in this.
Okay.
So language, you can honey, can't, biatch, all these other things. If you're comfortable and you've communicated, what happens between your four walls and get your thing on. Okay. I'm not sure I'm supposed to say get your freak on.
No, you must.
What do you say that? Remember that clip that kind of trended? And the Ramnatinat.
Yeah. Oh,
Again.
You
And
know,
she was feeling
and she was feeling, you could tell it's going down.
Yes. And there's a word that we don't want to use. It's now censored. Baby nje, baby God. You know, guys.
Really feel free to say the word.
I mean, it's on camera, and I'm not sure.
Rating on this needs to be.
I know, right?
No, you
PG.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, there's nobody
will
under
be as
18.
blunt as saying baby nje, baby God. But we're not comfortable. Language
That is true. Yeah.
Make it cabbage you are open the taking
Also, you can put them different guys, because hormonati, like I don't understand.
How did we even get chicken to something? Like,
Oh,
it was to discourage
yes,
us.
promiscuity,
Right. Yeah.
But no one takes you by the corner and say, wanna unleash the biatch in you, unleash everything, give it your all. But when you're of age, let's do it.
Wait, isn't that what's supposed to be happening in the talks before you get married?
There's no sex talk anymore, it's in depth. And I'm trying to
It's just there.
I've been in those talks, and for me, it was okay. You must respect him, like she's saying. You must cook. Happy like a almost come with an guy. And I was like, okay,
How's that gonna
that's
fly?
not me because I will ask.
Of course.
So you also sell sex toys?
I do.
Yay.
I think I'm gonna ask Toby first because I asked you.
Okay.
So Toby, have you used a sex toy?
I haven't, but
Oh my gosh.
no, I haven't.
Okay.
I truly haven't. But I'm like, now that I'm getting into this kind of industry,
Yes.
and another thing that just is really exciting, like BDSM. I want to try something.
Absolutely.
I really do.
The safe word is pumpkin.
Oh, green, right? A green room.
Well, you know.
Yes.
Yes. So
And there's nothing wrong with that if you're communicating and continually consenting as you're practicing
Yeah.
your BDSM.
the one thing that I really love with my sexuality is communicating
Yes.
what I want,
Yeah.
how, when,
Absolutely.
why.
Yeah.
I am that person.
Yeah.
So even going into that, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I really
Some
wouldn't.
cast and some
Listen,
gags.
and also like I'm new in marriage, and you know the typical thing is you get into marriage, the whole sex thing becomes monotonous and boring.
Absolutely.
Listen, I am ready to explore.
And don't lose story in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maintain your
Absolutely.
word, your identity, even until the side mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, our guest this past episode said something very profound. Okay, before I'm his wife, before I'm her mother,
Yeah.
there's me.
Yes.
Okay, so there's Lily before
Absolutely.
Emmanuel.
And Lily has
no
her
one else.
ideals, she has her dreams, she has her aspirations. And relationship, it should be a conducive environment to allow Lily to thrive.
To be that.
Listen, with the she's cooked up, she's not buried.
Yeah.
The supportive.
Exactly. So I have sex toys, a couple.
Okay.
Number.
We are going to be putting the link to where you can get any sex toys, guys, because everybody needs a sex toy.
Absolutely.
Talking of communication, Dr. T in here talks about consent.
Yes.
I'm really, like, I'm an activist, GBV, gender-based violence.
Yes.
You know, I really hate people taking advantage of other people.
Yeah.
You go to a club, you don't have much cash, you get all drunk with this guy, they take you home, for some reason because they bought you drinks,
They're expecting.
they're expecting, and you are also expecting them to expect that. You know what I mean? So you're kind of like conditioning yourself. This is gonna happen, which is kind of rapey.
I think
It's
so.
It's kind of rapey.
And also degrading to a certain extent.
It is.
If I can just let a guy have sex with me,
You know, couple he tastes. You know how we loosely use this he tastes.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yes.
rapey,
It's
guys.
really
I mean, let's talk about consent. How? I mean, the heat of the moment. You know, but Dr. T explicitly speaks of consent. You know,
Consent, it could be a look.
yeah,
If you know me, Ritziban, I could look
Yeah.
at you and you know when I'm saying yes.
yeah,
I could actually verbalize and say, yes, I want that. I want to. I could touch you and you know, it's all like if
right.
so it could be on so many levels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm just thinking in a state where a lot of people do one night stands nowadays. This is for you.
Nowadays, people have been there.
It's been under.
Yeah,
But now they're like, you're not ashamed, please. Like, oh, it is what it is.
Just one.
Yeah, so we don't know each other like that.
Yeah.
How do we? But I want you.
Yeah.
Or I don't. You don't know. So do we sit down and let's talk about
I think
this?
in the heat of the
Or-
moment, you go straight, you shoot.
and they do that.
Literally.
Oh my god.
And it's a 2-minute, 3-minute thing, and we're done.
Kejele,
And
kejele,
it's just like
vibes.
that.
Right?
But I think for me, it's we always speak of consent, especially when now the other party comes to complain that okay, so and so raped me, he took advantage of me because I was drunk. But both these people were drunk. He was drunk, I was drunk. How do we determine who took advantage of who
Yeah.
if we were both drunk?
Yeah.
It's a challenge. Because now mentally we are incapacitated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially because you didn't say no. There's actually a friend of mine who has a story like that. They got drunk with this guy. They know each other, but it was the first time they actually shagged. So, in the morning she feels good to know something happened,
Yeah.
but she doesn't want to ask the guy. Okay, did you?
Did we have sex? What?
Yeah, you know, and it's. I felt like this is so rapey, but like you're saying, who is to blame them if they were both
That
intoxicated?
line where it's very hard to decipher who
Yes.
was what.
Yeah.
But also speaking about not saying no, a lot of rape victims actually don't say no because they're too scared.
Yeah,
I've had people who
Say
say,
no.
I just told."
cringed.
Especially with
Yeah.
people in power. Maybe
Yeah.
my livelihood depends on this person. And they can't even report the matter.
So you shut up.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Guys.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back to sex toys. I forgot to ask this question. In our country,
Yes.
the market of sex toys, what's the reception? Are people open to?
So it's both ways. Illegal with that. I mean, you get that other tangent where people are extremely judgmental.
Yeah.
Demonizing sex
These are the
toy.
people who go in line.
Yes. And then there's these other people who are embracing it, who want to try new tools, new techniques to spice up their lives. So I want also to eradicate this notion of sex toy replace that. We're not replacing, we are enhancing relationships, we're enhancing your sexual experience.
Actually, about demonizing it and whatnot, I'm just thinking within the confines of, I'm talking now about the traditional people now, within the confines of marriage, should it be
Dude, a sex toy can
or
be used. Sex toys particularly for couples.
Yeah.
To derive pleasure both ways.
Yeah.
You have a pacemaker to help someone happily right by Kenya. It's a mechanic.
But you see, Lily, before you go on, that part more copyright has a honey. That's why the men are saying, oh, so you're saying Chaka has
I see.
Yeah.
But you are solving a challenge. When I look here, I tell you the half of the low fumana G-spot young male guy. Hands down. Because we need to keep updating software, guys. Okoba said that's 1989 today.
Yes, but you're 17, but you never make a hand.
Like, and
I don't know this personally. I've heard.
How do you know this?
I've heard. How long do you 17 in my life?
I'm not saying let's try something new. Let's do the things.
I mean, but sometimes you want
pizza,
you know, let's just spice it up.
You want prawns. Yes, how did you decide? But how frog
you know,
can I get them?
And you know, guys, if we speak to Lily, we can take all day.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we do not have all day. So we are going to close off with 2 questions.
Okay.
Yes. Tim's gonna ask you her last question.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you my last. I will close off with mine.
Okay.
Let me see. I have 2 questions that
Pick one.
One of them is, I think I had this conversation with my husband. It was about how high school students are going to be taught about contraceptives and, you know, health in sexuality and all of that. And I was just like thinking, it's a yin yang in that now that we are taught about contraceptives, we can have sex more. At the same time, it's now that we know we can protect ourselves and not get pregnant. It's the same thing with PrEP.
Sure.
Now that we can take the pill, I can have sex with whoever I want. Right? HIV or no HIV. You know, and people do that, funny enough. But at the same time, we know that it prevents.
Yes, absolutely.
So, like, what's your take on that?
I think providing age-appropriate, comprehensive sexuality, early education, it will help children make better decisions. Yes, they're already getting information. So we need to have credible sources. Right, like how we got a myth. Actually, the truth is here, and I will apply to plead ignorance. We need to empower them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And our last question for the day, I'm saying for the day because we need to have you back.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Let me clear some.
Sweating. Does everybody sweat?
No.
Why?
They don't know their body parts, dude. Your anatomy. You're not comfortable, but it will sweat. So it's a process. The body has a response cycle to stimulation. You have your sexual response to how and you're toying with it in your mind to actually acting on it and your body responding. So hangata have to go to 7,000 nerves. We don't know where our G-spot is, and all those are components that sexy immunity. And we have your clitoris is something like that, and there's your being there. We focus as a fella on that little knob, and we miss the whole part that is bound to make us.
So you're saying with enough education and knowing our bodies, everybody can sweat?
Yes, I'm experimenting and finding where the things are.
Oh, you need to do a lot of research.
That was Lily Manel Makutlane. She is a sexologist. You can check her Facebook page, Monating. She has a consultancy. So if you are experiencing problems or you just want to enhance, you can contact her. We'll be putting it in the description box. Obviously, guys, I don't think we are done with her. We should invite her back because I still have questions.
I still have a lot of questions too.
Yes, so that is our this installment on Words and Wine with Toby and Takani.
And do get this book with Dr. T. It's a guide to sexual health and pleasure. Listen, I actually was reading this book. It has the anatomy as she's talking about people don't know that clits and whatnot, what they look like. I just want to go through this real quick. Oh my god!
And ladies should love their bodies.
Listen, it has this, and I was so stoked when I read this. I was like, oh, what? I'm not. Listen, get this book, okay?
Yes.
And guys, if you can leave with one piece of advice, like it says in the book, this is for ladies. Look at it like it's your vagina. Like take a mirror, do whatever. Look at it, get to know it, and
have fun.
Have better sex. Bye guys. Bye guys.
Adios. Bye, have fun, have better sex. Let's be doing the sex.